Hey friend, in this video I'm going to talk about the width formula. Maybe you've been wanting to learn about it, maybe you've never heard about it, maybe you're a little scared to use it and you have heard about it, right? So we're going to demystify it. We're going to talk about how it helps speed up your apps and makes it a lot simpler. So let's get started. All right, over here in my desktop, I want to first show a basic example of how the width formula works. The main idea behind it is similar to variables, right? Variables make things much simpler and variables make things faster, right? So with variables, we're getting data that we need to use throughout our app or use more than once. And rather than make a bunch of data calls, we only make one, right? So that's the main idea, very similar to how variables work. So hopefully that's calming your nerves. I know I was always scared to use with. I don't know why. It's funny to be scared to use something, but scared to learn it because it sounded really complicated and scary. I promise it's really not, and you can use it everywhere. So let's add a label and let's just show the basic syntax of how it works. We'll come over here and you can use with basically anywhere in your app. So we're going to show it in a label and a button. The simplest one is with a label, so let's show that first. We're just going to say with, and with is broken up into two different parts. It has a scope, which is where we essentially set our variable that we're going to use, and the next part is the formula. This is where you basically can do whatever you would like. So in the case of a label, we can multiply numbers together. We can just add some text, right? If you were using this in a button, you can save data, lots of different things like that, right? So we'll show some examples. But let's first add our variable. How we're going to do this every single time is use a curly bracket. So very similar to the update context variable. And the next thing we're going to do is name our variable. So we're going to say quantity. And let's set its value, and we'll just put in 2. And now I could close this, and I would have just created one variable called quantity, and its value would be 2. But if I want to add another variable, I can do a comma and say price, and we'll say it's 10. And now I'll end my curly brackets. So now I've created two different variables. I can add more, of course. And now if I hit a comma, I can do whatever I want here and use these variables that I've created. So for example, I could say the total cost is, and I'll do an and then I could just say quantity times price. And then I will close our with formula. And our label now says the total cost is 20. So 2 times 10, right? So that's a very simple way of using the with formula. That's the basic idea of it. We first set a variable or two or more, and then we use those variables in some way, right? And I can use them multiple times if I need to, right? So I can use this quantity variable again or the price variable again, right? So there's lots of different ways you can do this. So let's now go over to our button and we'll show how to use this with a button. I have a SharePoint list here called approvers. And what I want to do is collect an item from this list and just store it into a collection. This is kind of a silly example, but the idea here I think will make sense. So let me first show how we would normally do this without anything. How we would normally do this is say collect, and I would say collection approvers. And then I would say, hey, here's my item that I'm collecting. Let's say the department is a new department called Legos. And I have a first approver. And now I need to get the first approver details from one of those items, let's say, right? So I could say lookup. I know again this is a weird example. I could say lookup approvers and the department. And let's get the sales department. So one of those items in our list is the sales item. So we'll just do sales. And now I just want the first approver from that item that I found. So right here, this first part of the lookup gets that actual item where the department equals sales. And then now when I do a period, I'm just getting that first approver field from that item. So just that it is the data type is a record. It has those people's information inside of it. So if I come here, I found this item and I got this piece of information, the information about me. All right, so we'll go back here. And now I want the final approver. So I'll say final approver. Lookup, again, same thing, right? Approvers and the department equals, I can type sales. And this time I want the final approver. Okay. So now I would close my item with the curly bracket and close my parentheses for our collect formula. And if we look at this, we're just collecting an item into our collection here. And we've got a few fields. We're using the lookup function a couple times. So this makes 2 calls to the SharePoint list, right, to go and get data. And in particular, it's getting data about the same exact item. We're getting a different field each time, but we're still finding that same item where the department equals sales. So let's show an example of how to do this with the with formula. So how I can do this with is I say with, and now I set a variable, and we'll call it approval item, and we will set it to this lookup formula. So I'll just copy it right here, copy that, paste that in, give us some breathing room here. So now I'm setting a variable called approval item, and it's just going to look up that item. We're not adding a field or anything. We want the whole entire item and get all the information about that item. So now I'll close my curly brackets. I could add another field, right? I could do comma and add more fields if I wanted to, but I'm going to close it with curly brackets. And now we'll do a comma. And now, right, this is the formula portion of our with formula, so our second parameter. And now I can put in whatever I want here. The cool part is I can now use the variable that I created. So instead of doing this lookup formula here, we can then just type in approval item, delete that extra parenthesis, dot first approver. So same thing right here, right? Approval item dot final approver. This part looks much cleaner, much more understandable, right? And we can easily see when we're looking back through our app, we say, oh, okay, approval item. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's right up here. Approval item equals this item from the approvers list where the department equals sales. Awesome, right? So very similar to setting a variable and then using that variable later on. The thing is, this variable is of course only used inside of the actual with formula. So I've got this collect formula right here. And if I'm done, I can just close the parentheses and close our with formula, and we're done. If I click the button, it's going to do the same exact thing, right? Either one of those 2 things that I just showed, same exact thing, except for this one's a little bit faster. It's a little bit simpler. It's only making 1 call to our SharePoint list instead of 2. Might not be a huge deal, but when you start using this more and more, it really starts to add up and has a big impact on your app performance. So the other thing I want to mention here to deep dive into this a little bit more is if I want to do another formula, I can, right? This part of the second parameter of the with formula, the formula parameter, you can do basically whatever you want, right? So you can pretend that you're just inside of the on select property and now you all of a sudden have access to this variable, right? So I can, in other words, I can add a semicolon and I can do something else. I can collect something else into another collection, and I can use this formula if I want to, right? So that's the really awesome part about with, is it just says, hey, I am creating this variable, and now right here, do whatever you want to do, and you have access to this variable. So the other thing I want to mention here is, why would you use with instead of just creating a variable, right? Because the other thing we could do here is we could actually take this out and say update context, and instead of, separate that out a little bit, now we could say, hey, let's just create a contextual variable and close this right here, hit a semicolon, get rid of our extra parentheses, and now if I format this a little bit, we've created a context variable called approval item, same exact name, and then we've started a new formula and said, hey, now let's go ahead and collect some information and use this context variable. Same exact thing, right? The only difference is now I can use this variable anywhere in this entire screen. And if I use a set formula, I can use that variable anywhere in the whole app. So what it really does, the with formula is like that next level down. So we have set global variables, use them anywhere in your whole app. Then we have update context, which is a local variable. You can only use it on the screen. And then with is that next level down. Hey, you're creating a variable still, but you can only use it inside of this formula in this one spot. And that's it for the with function. I think I've ranted on a bit too long about it. But if you'd like more training from me, I do training for individuals, Power Apps, Power Automate, and now Copilot. And I do trainings for companies. So you can visit my website at peakpowerapps.com down in the description below to check that out. Also, I do teach how to build some of my template apps that I use for myself, and I even give you the actual template apps. So if you'd like to learn how to build a simple template app like this that includes a complex approval process, using Power Automate inside of your app, having related items, documents, comment section, all this awesome stuff, you can get that in my trainings. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Check out more of my videos and have a great day.